Another episode of Keeping Up with Khalid. I hope you've all been well. I'm having one of those weeks again that I've been getting an abundance, let's say, of feedback from people. And when I ask people what they want me to talk about, usually get a lot of relationship stuff, usually get a lot of training stuff, a lot of things about consistency and how to stay motivated. But I want to take a different avenue and a different angle this time. Only because, again, I just get this overwhelming feedback from people about how they give and how they express themselves to others and how they people please and how detrimental that is or becomes to themselves and their own mental health, their physical health, and just in general, how it overwhelmingly gives them a negative feeling. And I feel like for something that should be something positive, for something that should be something done genuinely out of your heart and should be received in a way of gratitude and kindness, it feels like people love to take, but not everyone that gives gets that love reciprocated or gets that feeling back. And even though the principle of giving is to give without the idea of receiving or without the expectation of receiving, it's also nice to feel when you do give, especially to the people that you love and that you care about, that there's a sense of appreciation there and a sense of acknowledgement there. But I digress a little bit. Let me just talk about myself. And I think we're going to start there and then take it to wherever it needs to go. But I quickly came to realize that, and like many other people, I'm a bit of a people's pleaser or people pleaser. And not necessarily meaning that that's a bad thing. It's only bad when you don't identify it within yourself. So why you want to people please is also a very important thing to identify, because if you're only people pleasing because that gives you a sense of validation and that gives you a sense of self-worth, then I don't think that's a positive reinforcement towards yourself to be doing that. However, if you people please because genuinely within your heart, within your soul, you bask in the feeling of giving and you have no expectations upon anyone else and you don't expect anything back, then you can be a people's pleaser. People pleaser. I don't know why I keep saying people's pleaser. You can be a people pleaser as long as it's healthy to your own physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, all of these healths, as long as it's causing you to feel good. And often people have a negative relationship with this sort of kind of giving because it's in order to seek validation. And you have to ask yourself, why am I seeking validation from everyone else? What is it within my life, within myself, that I can't validate my own feelings, or I can't validate myself to say that, hey, you're a good guy or you're a good girl and everything that you're doing in your life is positive, and you don't have to feel like people need to validate you in order for you to accept that. And I feel like people often fall into that hole of needing others' validation, especially in this world of likes, especially of this world of instant gratification and, posting something up and seeing how many people have watched your stories and see how many likes you get. And it's an unbelievable correlation between people getting validated from others but not feeling that validation within themselves. And again, I'm going on a bit of a riff here, but generally speaking, in order to identify people pleasing, you have to really self-reflect and think to yourself, okay, well, why am I giving so much of myself to others? What is it about this person, or what is it about this situation that's making me want to give myself and give my time and give my effort to this person or these people? Is it because I love them? Is it because I feel an overwhelming necessity to be there for them because they've been in my life for a long amount of time, an extended amount of time? You know, what people often fall into the hole of after knowing each other for so long is that we so easily take each other for granted and just expect things from others. This person has been in my life for this amount of time. It's okay. They're always going to be there for me. And it's just the wrong mentality. And when people feel like they always have to please others, it often leaves them feeling empty inside. And it often leaves them feeling like that there's nobody there for them, because the minute something wrong happens in their own lives and something negative happens in their lives, that's the moment where there's a time of realization that nobody really wants to be there for you. You've spent so much time giving yourself to others and being there for others and expressing yourself to others, but when the time has come to be reciprocated, it's not there to be found. And often it's only up until that point people realize that. And you've come a long way, and it's a long way down the track to realize something so deep and so negative, and also something that you expected wouldn't ever happen to you because of your own actions and your own intentions. So going back to my original point, we need to validate ourselves. And if you listen to my previous podcasts, it's about really becoming the human being that you want to be, and becoming, and I know this is a cliche and I hate cliches, but becoming the best version of yourself every single day, and not standing behind things or certain aspects of your life that you were before. Telling yourself that it's like, okay, I know who I am and I'm fully confident in that because of my actions. And I'm going to continue being this person consistently until it's undeniable to myself. And once it becomes undeniable to myself because I've done it for so long, this is me, this is who I am, and this is who everybody knows me to be. And why at that point would you need anyone else's validation? People don't need to tell me, oh Khalid, you're such a good guy. Oh Khalid, you do so many good things. And I'm not going to sit here and sound self-righteous about it, but you must give credit where credit is due. If I've done something so consistently for so long, if I've treated people right for so long, if I've been helpful and been kind and been generous for so long, out of my heart, out of my soul, there's no sort of validation needed from any exterior source. And the minute people don't appreciate it, and the minute people don't acknowledge it, and the minute people don't respect it, is the minute I can understand and give however much I want to give. And I think that is the pivotal point of somebody who loves to give, who loves to people please. But you need to find that boundary and set that boundary and realize that not everybody deserves your kindness. Not everybody deserves that version of you, because one, they're not going to appreciate it. And two, yeah, you may give them up to a certain point, but it's your decision, and it's also completely fine for you to cut it there, because there are a lot of bad people out there, unfortunately. There are a lot of people that just want everything to be given to them, that have this idea of, I'm such a great person, I've set such a high bar. But in reality, as people, as humans, within their soul, they aren't genuine and they aren't good. And if anything, they're just taking as much as they can because they can. And as selfish as that is, as narcissistic as that is, as sad as that is, that's the reality of a lot of situations. So I'm going to summarize here. And in summary, I would say, you know if you're a good person. You know out of the sincerity of your heart and your soul that you give with no expectation, that you wear your heart on your sleeve, so to speak. But understand that not everyone is going to appreciate it the way it should be appreciated. And have this conversation with yourself and identify that. And identify the fact that it's okay if not everybody appreciates it, but don't allow myself to get to a point where it's taken for granted. And it becomes self-destructive. And you begin to resent doing it in the first place because you've come across so many of these people, you almost feel like you've been walked over. Don't allow that. Cut it out. Identify these people early and set your boundaries. Once you set your boundaries, these people can't touch you. These people can't hurt you. You validated yourself and your actions and your personality and your character within yourself, within your soul, within your heart so deeply, it's become so profound that it's untouchable. And that's where you want to keep it. Continue to do great things. Continue to be a beautiful soul. Continue to give yourself to the world in the best way possible. But again, don't allow the negativity to breach that. Don't allow it to poison it. Don't allow it to pollute it. Because with something so special and so sweet and so rare and so pure, we need to take care of it. Because as beautiful as it is, just like a rose, just like a flower, it's fragile and it can easily be broken. So on that note, keep doing beautiful things, guys. Keep showering the world with your positivity. Touch those around you in such a profound way that you are changing the world. Be proud of who you are within yourself. Validate yourself and tell yourself, speak to yourself and say, you know what, Khalid, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of who you are. And I'm proud of the person that you have become today and the person that you're becoming. Anyway, that's my little rant. I hope everybody is well. Hit me up if you have anything that you want me to talk about. And until next time, peace. I love you all.